Then two Doctor of Ministry students that we will hear from, both in the outreach and discipleship track. First, Scott Atterbury, born in Texas but raised in Conway, Arkansas. He graduated from Central Baptist College in Conway, Arkansas, with a degree in Bible. He felt a call to ministry really through the encouragement of friends and through reading various authors. He is widowed and has one child, Bryce, who is 5 years old. He will be continuing his current position upon graduation as the Executive Director of the Disciple Guide Church Resources, hopefully be able to do some teaching at his alma mater at Central Baptist. But as he put it, most importantly, I want to be the best dad I can be to my son. And indeed, that's a great goal as a single parent. And then we will hear finally from Stephen Norris, born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, a graduate of Moody Bible Institute and Denver Seminary. He is currently the missional discipleship pastor at Pine Lake Church in Brandon, Mississippi. He has also done pastoral training in India over the years at the Hindustan Bible Institute in Chennai, India. He felt a call to ministry at age 17, and particularly a calling and leading from God to be involved in disciple-making churches. He and Barb have been married for 34 years. They have twin sons who are married and 2 grandchildren.
It's an honor to speak on behalf of DMin students and to share time with my really good friend, Steve Norris, whom God has put us together in our DMin studies together, not just in the classroom, but outside of the classroom, and we've become very good friends. On the first day of our residency, my cohort was greeted by 3 humble men who asked us to view them as colleagues rather than as superiors. And although they all had remarkable academic credentials, they didn't laud them over us or place difficult expectations upon us, but instead they motivated us through a more powerful means, and that was through friendship and example. For instance, during our residencies, it would have been understandable for our professors to retreat into privacy between lectures, but each one was generally interested in spending time with us. We spent time drinking coffee, eating snacks, and swapping stories with our mentors. And often, conversations would flow from discussions of the hypostatic union to discipleship theory, and of course, finally land on college football. After class, we ate meals with our professors, and once we caught a Red Sox game together, which was a great memory. During our residence in Singapore, Steve and I shared a taxi with Dr. Coleman. As we sat in the back and Dr. Coleman sat in the front and the taxi began moving, Dr. Coleman began sharing the gospel with our driver. Of course, my first thought was, wow, I'm watching the master plan of evangelism in action. But then my second thought was, you know, I can do that too. It was a powerful experience. That one taxi drive was perhaps the most powerful lesson I received during my entire DMin program. And it was because of the example and the friendship that our professors took the time to make with us.
The author Carl Sandburg said, "Nearly all the best things that came to me in life have been unexpected and unplanned by me." That was my experience in the outreach discipleship track. My motivation for signing up for the program was to sharpen the saw, but I learned so much more. The workload kept me focused on His kingdom in the midst of a demanding ministry setting. I read books I probably wouldn't have read, and glad I did. We talked about real life ministry, not just theory. In a sense, the work was a refreshing oasis. The diverse mentoring team was a gift to our class. Dr. Coleman Clem, our resident Methodist, who tried to convert us, is a humble, encouraging, and wise man. What a privilege to share the journey with him. Dr. Booker Tim, our resident Baptist, is a great balance of scholarship, ministry partner, and friend. I found wise counsel for someone who is in the trenches. Dr. Curry, Dave, our resident Presbyterian, passionately and lovingly called us to be reflective practitioners. I think he got us over the gold line. The other thing we did learn from Dave was how to sing the doxology to the tune of Calypso at no extra charge. It was an experience. Iron sharpening iron happened within the cohort. We learned so much more from people who are different than we are. We challenged and encouraged each other in our ministry perspectives and settings. One of the highlights for me was learning from a fellow student, Bill, about outreach and discipleship in the motorcycle culture. Bill was an insider wrestling with how to reach this group so near to his heart. I was sharpened by what I call the COW experience, C-O-W, the classroom on wheels. The residency locations were Boston, Charlotte, Singapore. We visited George Whitfield's church and Grave the Pier in Salem, where the first missionaries from America were sent out. Covenant Evangelical Free Church in Singapore, Billy Graham's office, Elevation Church, and last but not least, Dr. Curry's house for dinner. For us kinetic learners, it was great. In closing, the DMin experience was an incredible time of pulling together my passion and ministry experience, Christ's training of the 12, and my drive to make a difference for his kingdom here and abroad. I believe I'm a better person and minister because of this great adventure. Thank you.